talking to Dr. Aquino and his wife. You are a lieutenant colonel in the United States Army.
Correct.
Now, and how does the Army feel about you being head of the Temple of Set?
The Army has known about my religion for the entire span of my Army career, which began in 1968. And there was a reasonable amount of curiosity, as there has been all the way along, with what exactly is this strange and unusual thing. And I've talked about it in much the same way that I've talked here today on your show about it. And other than that, the Army has paid very little attention to it, the same as it would to anybody who is, say, a follower of Hinduism or of Buddhism or any other slightly unusual religion today.
So you just go about your Army duties and it's fine and okay?
Yeah. I was a follower of the Satanist Church in Chicago here. On Walpurgis Nacht, I was the head acolyte for that specific ceremony. And at the end of it, we wound up murdering someone. And
a person?
Yes, ma'am. It wasn't anybody that I knew, and I reported it. But once I had reported it and decided that to quit the Satanist Church, I started receiving threatening phone calls. People would come up to my door who I didn't know, and all they'd do is say, go back to the church, and then they'd walk away. They'd never give me their name or address or anything. I received threatening mail. My mail was opened. My little sister was harassed coming to and from school several times.
So what happened in the ritual where someone was murdered? And how were they murdered?
They were stabbed 7 times with knives because
in Chicago.
Yes, it was.
What year?
About 8 years ago. So it was about 80, 81. And the ritual was a witch's Sabbath, and it got out of hand, and the high priest brought out these 7 daggers, and they impaled him in the form of a cross with the 7 daggers.
Was this person impaled against his or her will?
Yes.
Or did they wish to be sacrificed?
No, this was against his will. But
so how did you know you weren't going to be pulled in and impaled?
That's why that's one of the reasons why I got out of the church. And the other reason why I got out of the church was mentally I had a nervous breakdown after that, and I just mentally could not handle it.
How do you explain that?
My first question would be, were you a member of the Church of Satan, a card-carrying member of the Church of Satan?
Yes, sir.
And who was the grotto leader?
I don't remember his name.
You don't remember the name of a person who involved you in murder?
Not anymore, no.
Were you prosecuted?
Like I said, I had a nervous breakdown, and I have partial amnesia, specifically about that night.
You remember the event
I really
itself?
remember about that night itself is that I walked in, I got my acolyte robes on, and the next thing I remember seeing was this guy laying on the table with 7 daggers sticking out of his chest.
Did you participate in the stabbing of the guy?
I don't remember.
You have made several statements that don't fit with the Church of Satan. For example, there is only one high priest. There is not a local one. We do not have any rituals.
Only one high priest. Is that you?
That for the Church of Satan was Anton LaVey. Now, it has no rituals called a witch's Sabbath, per se. It certainly does not have any ritual murder activities. And it has no title called acolyte at all. A person who is a first-degree member in the Church of Satan is referred to as a Satanist. And there are no titles such as that at all. Furthermore, I found
So you're telling him he's lying?
I'm telling him he's lying. I'm saying that he has given us statements in great detail concerning events that took place, but he has not named a single name, nor is there any record, as far as I'm aware from what he said, that the police investigated.
I do remember several of the names of the people there.
Did you tell them to the police?
Yes, I gave those names to the police, but I refused to name them on national television for 2 reasons. one, they might not like it and come after me again. And that scares the hell out of me.
Don't you think that they already know that you are talking about them here right now? If
They
in
may
fact
know
it took
that
place?
they may know that.
Wait a minute, how could they know that? How do they know that? Because they're watching or because they just sort of feel it?
The same reason that he would...
Legitimate question. That's a legitimate question, yeah.
If he is talking about events right now on your show and he's afraid that those people may be watching it, he would in fact place himself in greater danger by not identifying them right now than he would by allowing them to retain their anonymity and then perhaps to continue persecuting or threatening him.
Can I ask you something? What happened to this victim, and were you ever prosecuted by the police, and did they investigate?
No, I wasn't prosecuted because I was the one that went to the police. I was the only one that went to the police. The police went to the cemetery where we had that ritual, and they found the altar and a lot of the blood and some of the trappings, but they never found the body or anybody else in the coven.
What did you do with the body?
I left. I got out of there. When I realized that this guy on the altar was dead, I just
You murdered a person and then just turned and walked away? And the police said, well, as long as you talk to us about it, it's okay, but we won't...
I don't know if I was involved in the actual ritual itself.
You told us that you killed a person yourself.
No, he didn't.
No,
He
no,
didn't.
no.
No, he didn't.
What I said was that the murder happened at it, and I was there. I don't know...
He doesn't remember if he actually stabbed them or not. You wanted to say what? Yeah.